look committed to doing harm to this country. So we have had our first meeting. The main purpose was, first of all, to consider the weather, the political weather in the country, which we have reviewed, and also to go through our work plan as the executive that we shall present to the caucus. Hopefully, that will sit next Monday. So, that is all. I'm the chairperson, Betty Nambo Zebachireke. According to our constitution, I also become the whip of the party in Parliament and also the representative of the members of Parliament on the National Executive Committee of the party. My deputy is Mr. Honorable Sabina Javira from Mokungwe, and our spokesperson and the publicity is Honorable Ayagalachi, and Honorable the Princess from Lubaga is our treasurer. Honorable Zahara Ririka is our Secretary General, and the Honorable Nakwede is here to represent the office of the Chief Whip as our Deputy Chief Whip. Of course, the Chief Whip has been in the meeting, but he's attending another meeting, so he could not come here with us to address you. That is all we have to tell you.
What have you reached?
We have discussed a number of issues. First of all, we are not an independent organ of the party. We are supposed to work under the lead of opposition and the Chief Whip. And at the party headquarters, we are supposed to work under the party leadership. So we are not an independent organ of the party. We are guided by those two bodies, entities of the party. And we have had a big presentation here. In a summary, we are going to have these areas as our priority areas. One, we are concerned about the continued human rights violations and the political persecution of the opposition. And we have resolved that we shall do all within our means through Parliament, because for us Parliament is a platform, through Parliament to fight, to resist the tendencies of human rights violation with the state of Uganda in the lead. Because it is so absurd in Uganda. We have the state of Uganda as the biggest, the chief violator of rights in this country. We have also noted that there is the ever-rising public debt in the country and increasing fiscal pressures the country is facing, with now officially Uganda owing the rest of the world 126 trillion shillings, at least officially. Officially 126. And when we say officially, we want to believe that this is not even the correct figure. It might even be slightly higher. And then there are growing concerns regarding the deployment and the over-militarization of government institutions, including here in the Parliament. The office of the Sergeant at Arms has almost been overthrown. And you see that most of the work he used to do is now being done by the army. There is a provision of the law that allows police to call in the army when they need assistance. But we have observed that, in effect, nowadays police has been rendered just an onlooker as the army continues to occupy its space. For example, yesterday, the police spokesperson told the Ugandans that he wasn't aware that the president of PFF, also Lord Mayor Emeritus, a prominent lawyer in the city, had been arrested. But the army was already on the ground. So we are also concerned, and we talked in detail about the ongoing eviction of our people, especially targeting the urban poor, under the disguise of effecting trade order and addressing environmental concerns. We have discovered that these are more political operations than operations to effect public trade order or address, enforce environmental regulations. So as we work out in Parliament, we are setting out to bring motions, petitions, and even private members' bills to address some of these issues, all these issues I'm talking about. We have also discussed the issue of the high level of youth unemployment. We have also discovered that as much as Uganda went for a national census in 2024, the results were never officially released. They were released and then retracted. As we go out to plan for the country, we don't have official data about Uganda because the results of the 2024 population census were retracted. We want to use Parliament to demand for them. And then the continued detention of our political prisoners, that stands at number 1. That we shall do all within our means to make sure that through Parliament we address the issue of the continued detention of our people and the reports of abductions that are increasing by day. And the shrinking civic and democratic space in Uganda. This should worry everybody. Most of us, when Mr. Museveni said that this is Chisanja, no sleep, it did not occur to us that he was talking about a situation like that of yesterday, because surely yesterday, not any Ugandans had a proper sleep yesterday. I think even you journalists, from what happened, from the releases on someone's ex, all of us lost sleep over that matter. So this shrinking civic and democratic space is worrying, and we have resolved that the work plan we are going to present to the Caucus next Monday will in effect be proposing motions, petitions, bills that will address exactly this. And lastly, our rules of procedure. Because our rules of procedure were greatly tampered with during the last regime. The Speaker was given too much powers, and the members lost most of their powers and privileges. So we know that soon Parliament will be revisiting the rules, and we are going to organize ourselves as a caucus to make sure that we participate fully during that process, so that we bring back the rules that guarantee the immunity of members of Parliament, and then the privileges and opportunities due to us as representatives of the people. For example, it was unheard of before that a member of Parliament could be arrested anyhow. To arrest a member of Parliament, you had to go through the Speaker's office, and you could only summon the MP. Today they can arrest a member of Parliament anyway. And then the next day, a vice president, the whole vice president comes to the house and say, talk softly. You know, we are discussing with those people to see if they can release the honorable son. So that's a pity, it's sad. And we are setting ourselves up. Yes, somebody can say that we are few, but we think that if we organize properly, the 49 of us in NUP, 50 MPs from NUP, plus colleagues from other political parties, independents, and also we are banking on the fact that we also think that there are some people in NRM who are sober and who can join us in some of these proposals. For example, we want the government to find the money for resettlement of people they are evicting from wetlands. A fund. You remember what they did with people who had settled in national parks, Lake Mburo, for example. Government got money and resettled them. So it's not proper for a government to start evicting its own people without opportunities for resettlement plans. So in generally that is all we discussed. Of course, it is not final. Those are just the proposals. We shall continue consulting, not only within NUP, but also the sister opposition political parties to see that we move together. Thank you very much.